I'm not crazy at all, okay? Everybody always saying that Dirty is crazy. Dirty is not crazy at all. Dirty just foresee a lot that a lot of people don't foresee.
What up, YouTube family? This is a Sticky Situation TV presents. Before we start the story, I just want to say I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much for the ones that love and support. I can't express how much it means to me, how much y'all support and motivate me to keep dropping videos on my channel. So let's get this story started. A few months ago, I did a documentary about a rapper, and on that video I told you I was going to do this particular story, and right after I had multiple requests to do this video. So let's get to this sad but interesting story. Today we're going to the east coast of the map, in the borough of New York City, Brooklyn. Brooklyn has always been a place where legendary status rappers hail from. Hip-hop is an art movement that started by the African American and Latino communities in the New York borough, the Bronx, sometimes in the early 1970s. Fast forward to the mid 1980s and early 90s, the golden age of hip-hop didn't just have individual rap artists, but rap groups formed from all over, also especially all through New York. Legendary rap groups such as Onyx, EPMD, Naughty by Nature, Mobb Deep, and A Tribe Called Quest, just to name a few, have hit the scene something vicious. But between 1991 and 1992, one of the most iconic rap groups formed, with not by 2 or 3, but 9 original members. This iconic legendary rap group goes by the Wu-Tang Clan. Those 9 original members goes by their own unique original name: the RZA, GZA, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon, You God, Ghostface Killah, Master Killer, and Method Man. Later on, Cappadonna would be added to that list. Most members hail from the Park Hill section in the small forgotten borough, Staten Island, New York, aka Shaolin. But GZA, Master Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard come from Brooklyn, New York. After signing to the label Loud Records in 1992, Wu-Tang Clan dropped their iconic classic debut album, Enter the Wu-Tang, in 1993. The debut album was a huge success, and the Wu-Tang Clan made their mark in the rap industry. Out of the 9 original members, RZA was the brains of the group, who had the vision and the whole idea for the group. His original name was Prince Rakeem, and it's safe to say without RZA, there would be no Wu-Tang Clan. But not only can we say that about RZA, each member brings in their individual unique abilities to the table. RZA's cousin Old Dirty Bastard, real name Russell Tyrone Jones, was a co-founder of the group, same as RZA and Old Dirty's cousin GZA. Both was there from day one and helped RZA bring it to what it became. Besides RZA, Old Dirty is definitely the most important piece of the puzzle and the most unique member that stood out from the clan. Also in 1993, Old Dirty Bastard was convicted of second-degree assault for an attempted robbery. This was the start of his legal troubles, but definitely not the last. In 1994, Old Dirty Bastard was shot in the abdomen following an argument with another rapper. Old Dirty's most iconic classic solo album would shake the world when it dropped in March 1995, returned to the 36 chambers, the Dirty version. Old Dirty began a 2-year recording process for that album before it dropped. It was the second solo album from a Wu-Tang member to drop after Method Man's solo debut album To Cal. Old Dirty's debut album was also peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop album chart. The album sold around 81,000 copies first week and was certified platinum in sales on March 2019. That album was a major success and proved that Old Dirty was talented, even solo with or without his members. That same year in 1995, Old Dirty would be featured on Mariah Carey's remix single Fantasy. This would be a huge deal for Old Dirty Bastard, having one of the biggest R&B singers at the time reach out to Old Dirty Bastard for a feature on a Major Hits remix. But this wouldn't be anything easily done from Mariah Carey and her team. Old Dirty Bastard asked for $15,000 to do the remix. They gave him the money. When he showed up to do the song, he arrived at 10 p.m. arguing with a female. When Old Dirty Bastard was ready, he told the assistant he needed Newports and Moet. But it was so late, the assistant said, "It's too late, I don't know where we're gonna find Moet from." Old Dirty Bastard started flashing at him, so they leave to find Moet, and all they found was some Heinekens. ODB was so pissed off, he threw the Heineken on the floor, and Mariah kept calling to see what was going on. Finally, they get back to the studio, and Old Dirty Bastard recorded one verse and said he needed a break, falling asleep for 45 minutes. When he woke up, he asked to hear what he recorded, gets back in the studio, and does another line or two, and then slept for another hour. He kept going to sleep, then punching in another line like 3 times just to get that one verse done. Something like the Eazy-E thing when he made Boys in the Hood, just without the sleeping and drinking. Luckily, Mariah Carey wasn't there, and she loved it when she heard it. Someone from Mariah's team had an idea to bring back Old Dirty to the studio to rep every city instead of just New York. Old Dirty asked for another $15,000, and he pulled up, but it wasn't as bad as the first time he came. The only bad thing was he was pulling out a bunch of food out of his mouth, and he kicked off one of his shoes and he fell asleep. But his foot stunk so bad, they all just left him alone in the room. Finally, they got the song done, but that wasn't it. When it was time to shoot the music video, Old Dirty asked for another $15,000, and on the way to the music video shoot, he drank every alcohol beverage in the limo. The assistant asked Old Dirty if he needed a stylist to buy him clothes, and he said no, this is hip hop, wearing jeans and tin boots. When it was time to do the scene, the assistant went to Old Dirty's trailer, but Old Dirty said, "I don't got no clothes." So they gave the assistant a corporate credit card to get clothes from the mall. Minding you, he just told the assistant that he don't need no clothes because it was hip hop. When they got to the mall, Old Dirty disappeared for a while, and they found him at a Louis Vuitton store trying to buy a Louis Vuitton luggage. Old Dirty said it was for a scene on the music video. When they was done shopping, Old Dirty came to the set with a bag of Tommy Hilfiger clothes and tin boots. At this point, he was a little drunk, so he had an idea of tying up a clown in the background of the video for no apparent reason. Man, that is such an Old Dirty story that I can believe. Shout out to Mariah Carey for letting that all go down and not canceling the song in the video. I just couldn't imagine the other stories he put people through. Anyways, back to the story. Wu-Tang would come together again like butt cheeks and drop a double classic album, Wu-Tang Forever, in June 3rd, 1997, after a long run around 4 years of just dropping successful solo albums for various members. This second album was the group's biggest, most successful album to date. In this second Wu-Tang album, Wu-Tang affiliated rapper Cappadonna would be all over the project, like if Cappadonna was also an original member himself. Cappadonna even dropped a solo project himself the same year called The Pillage. When that album dropped, I remember me and my brother both bought baseball bats, painted them, and put the Wu-Tang symbol just like on the back cover of the CD. Man, I had that Wu-Tang bat for years. I remember when I started driving, I used to always keep it in my car. And one day, this dude was trying to start problems, and I chased him with the Wu-Tang bat down traffic. Just picture me chasing some big old dude, and you see somebody with a Wu-Tang bat. Funny as hell, man. I'll never forget that. I had it all the way up till one day, the police decided to harass me, and they took it from me, calling it a deadly weapon. Anyways, that was just a little funny story to tell y'all. Back to the story. February 1998, Old Dirty witnessed a car accident. He ran to the scene, organized about a dozen onlookers who helped him lift a 96 Mustang and rescuing a 4-year-old girl who was trapped in the wreckage. The girl was treated for her injuries and survived, all from the help of Old Dirty. He also gave them a fake name. The next evening, Old Dirty and the Wu-Tang Clan went to the 1998 Grammy Awards, hoping to win a Grammy for Best Rap Album after the release of Wu-Tang Forever. After Wu-Tang lost the award to rap mogul Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, Old Dirty rushed the stage while Sean Colvin was gonna start his acceptance speech. Dirty snatched the mic to speak his mind.
Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean? Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best, okay?
Old Dirty was the first to interrupt the awards, way before Kanye West was even on the scene, so we all know where Kanye West got that idea from. Old Dirty wasn't your average. He would speak what he felt, sometimes speaking a little too much, sort of like a Pimp C, and he had the whole clan to back him up. The same would go for every other member. Wu-Tang was also known for showing up wherever deep. Not only the 9 members would show, but also a long list of affiliates and family members. That showed Wu-Tang had a lot of manpower. There never really been a rap beef between someone in the Wu-Tang. It was like there were so many of them, nobody ever tried them. But there was an incident back in the day where RZA got jumped and also got his chain jacked at Club 662 in Las Vegas, Nevada by some Bloods from LA. Rapper Tupac got the word what happened to RZA and got the chain back and also returned it to RZA.
I saw Wu-Tang, I saw Method Man, and like a couple months earlier, one of they niggas had got, he was in our club, 662, and somebody snatched his chain, you know, put hands on him. We got the chain back and found the niggas that did it. That's love. And I went to Method Man like, yo, we handled that, me and shit, want to talk to you. That was never our orders, no, that wasn't supposed to go down. We got the niggas that did it, we got the whenever, that's just me. You know what I mean? That's how we are.
You said that Tupac, he got a member of Wu-Tang chain back. Go more into detail about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, one of the guys from the Wu-Tang, I forget who it was. They was in, I think, Suge Club 662 in Vegas, and one of Suge homies from Compton, one of them snatched their chain. And when it got back to Pop, Pop went like, no, give him the chain back. And he actually got the chain back and then told the guy, now if you want to have a one-on-one fight, head up, I'll let this happen. But the guy just got his chain. I forget which member it was. So that's how Pop was really saying, like, to Biggie, if you the king of New York, you're supposed to handle it that way. Or if not, don't give yourself that title.
Right. And I think the member you talking about is RZA.
RZA, maybe, yes. But Pac actually got it. And that's another thing to try to kill the whole hip-hop, the whole East Coast, West Coast war. You understand? Because if it truly was an East Coast, West Coast war, the Wu-Tang Clan is from the East Coast. Pac would have not, he would have said, okay, we got one of them. So it wasn't really like Pac was going against the whole East Coast. He had a lot of love for a lot of people on the East Coast.
Tupac was a real one for that. That story there shows Tupac had a lot of respect and power. Good thing no beef went on between Wu-Tang and Death Row. Besides that, we never really heard any beef going on between the clan and whoever. Besides whatever street beef that was going on in Staten Island between Park Hill and other hoods, they never really had any real rap beef. The only thing close to a rap beef they had was with retired rapper Joe Budden after Joe Budden made a video speaking down on Method Man because Method Man was ranked above him on a Vibe magazine fan-voted online bracket to determine the best rapper ever. But Joe Budden wouldn't just leave it there. He kept poking at the debate between him and Method Man on interviews. Method Man would later bump into Joe Budden at Jones Beach, Long Island. Joe Budden sees Method Man and tries to whisper something in his ear.
We get to the side of the stage, a bunch of Staten Island around because they know I'm here now. Now it's like, let's see what Meth gonna do. Joe approached. I'm like, God, why this come over here?
Not now. Yeah.
Like, damn, do he know that this nigga's over here hungry right now? You amongst wolves. Yeah. Don't do that. He had Crook with him. His love Crook.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say something in my ear. I heard a couple of words, but then I see this white boy filming on his camera. So now my focus is there. I don't even hear what Joe's saying.
Yeah.
I go to snatch it out of his head. Now I know the wolves is hungry because they start pounding on it. Stop, what you doing? We in Long Island. Me and Joe, after that whole happened, because they disappeared. Smart, good.
Like you do.
Yeah, you should. I would have did the same. I go to walk back towards the van. And Joe want to talk to you. Where you at? Okay, I'll go over here. We walk over there, we go behind the van. Now, Joe, you don't know this, but the whole time you was talking, I was gonna snuff you. But the reason why I didn't in that moment was because you said some real shit. You had said some real shit, and I don't know exactly what it was word for word, but it was definitely something that made me think in that moment. Joe's a very smart motherfucker. Very smart motherfucker. Chess, not checkers. It got to a point where now it's like, I'm talking to him like you a talented motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to go this route with all that dumb shit, this, that, and the third. But I'm telling you, after this moment, if there's any more bullshit, my hands is tied. I don't know if he acknowledged that shit now that I think about it. I don't think he did, because later on that day, he did something, saying something, he did some kind of interview or some shit like that, or some freestyle or something. He named Deck, and he named Ray, and this is what happened. That's when that shit happened, where they were in Cali, I believe, and I wasn't there, but from word of mouth, they walked in their dressing room, which wasn't locked, and somebody got smacked in the motherfucking face. He didn't get punched, he got smacked, but the nigga that hit him, hands is so big and shit, like, he do this, he put hands on him. Right. So, you know, it looked worse than what it actually was, and he just got smacked.
Right.
Method Man didn't say it, but the man who smacked Joe Budden at Rock the Bells in 2009 was Raekwon. Nothing ever escalated after that situation with Raekwon and Joe Budden. That's why we don't hear too much about beef with the Wu-Tang, because there's just so many of them. That's why they call themselves a swarm of killer bees, because how deep they roll. And if one don't catch you, the other one might. But there was someone Old Dirty Bastard feared, and that was the government. Old Dirty was always paranoid that the government and the FBI were watching him. Why, out of all the Wu-Tang members, they had it out for Old Dirty? When these rappers or celebrities speak the truth, something strange always happens to the individual. It's been happening for years.
Special cut on the album. What's the special cut? You got two. Oh yeah, you got two special cuts on the album. You got
27 cuts.
Special cut on the album.
CIA killed me.
Special cut on the album. What's the special cut? You got two. Oh yeah, you got two special cuts on the album. You got
27 cuts.
Special cut on the album.
CIA killed me.
Special cut.
Time since you worked all together in the clan.
I'm the drug head.
Because we had the hip-hop audience ain't that intelligent sometimes, you know, where they don't pick up on it because they let the corniest shit get the most airplay. You know what I mean? The most unconscious shit get the most airplay. It's like, what the f is wrong with y'all?
The government.
Yeah, and then run up on me talking about keep it real. Don't run up on me say keep it real if you ain't supporting the real. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line.
The government brainwash our people with the mind control theory. That's what they do. So they make sure our people like it. They keep playing that same song. The same song keep playing, you start to like it. You start to get probed with it. You start to get cloned with it. So then for the clone exists, then it just takes over. It takes over the human body. It takes over the spirit. It takes over the soul. And therefore, behold, that's what you got. That's what Dirty is here for. Dirty here just to keep it dirty. Dirty, 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 where we all come from. You know what I mean? You can't forget that and keep running up into astrology and trying to run up into to the moon and to the Mars and build these cities, you know, that already been built for trillions of years.
All day. It all the fake hip-hop shit.
When we say the fake hip-hop shit, we talking about the government.
Listen, I love the government, man. CIA, FBI, I love y'all niggas. Don't come knocking on my door.
I love them too. They all my children.
Keep us safe. Okay, USA.
Let me ask you a question. Y'all, everything that we saying, y'all gonna film, y'all gonna put out, right?
No, we edit.
Oh, y'all gonna edit. So the good shit y'all gonna edit, the bad shit y'all gonna give it to the government, right?
No, come on.
Huh?
Why should we?
So what y'all gonna do with all this shit?
Why should we give it to the government?
So who y'all gonna give it to? What y'all gonna do with it?
I'm gonna send it in the show on the TV channel where I work.
So what's the sense of us talking this song?
It's no problem. It's no problem. I want it. I like it. I like it that way.
No, see, because I wanna make sure that everything I say is gonna happen.
Hey, we get up a deal than we do.
And my people,
because they're so threatened by us, man.
I'm not crazy at all, okay? Everybody always saying that Dirty is crazy. Dirty is not crazy at all. Dirty just foresee a lot that a lot of people don't foresee.
That was a crazy interview. He was speaking the truth a little too much. Notice how Method Man kept trying to interrupt him or put his head down every time Old Dirty kept speaking the real. He always kept it too real. That's what made him so different and stand out compared to the rest of the members. He was speaking about the government and mind control way before anyone ever heard or spoke about that type of subject in hip-hop. This is a big reason why they had it out for Old Dirty. When you speak too much of the truth, they want to quiet you. So they will start trying to find ways to hush you by messing with you and trying to put fear into you. Later that year, Old Dirty pled guilty to attempted assault on his wife and was the victim of a home invasion robbery at his girlfriend's house. Again being shot in the back and the arms, but wounds were superficial. In July 1998, only days after being shot at his girlfriend's house, he was arrested for shoplifting for a pair of $50 sneakers, although he was allegedly carrying around $500 in his pocket. He was issued bench warrants by the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Department to stand trial after he failed to appear at court numerous times. He was also arrested for allegedly criminal threatening after a series of confrontations in LA a few weeks later, and he was rearrested for similar charges not too long after that. During a traffic stop, the details of which remains clouded in multiple versions of events, he was arrested for attempted murder and criminal weapons possessions, but the case was later dropped. Coming into the next year, January 1999, Dirty would get shot at 8 times by police for nothing and accusing him for firing a weapon at them. After being arrested, all charges were dropped by a grand jury after learning Old Dirty had no weapon at all but only a cell phone that police thought was a gun. In February 1999, Old Dirty was arrested for driving without a license and for being a convicted felon wearing a bulletproof vest. Back in New York weeks later, he was arrested again for drug possession of crack cocaine. With multiple cases in past and present, he was arrested with marijuana and 20 vials of crack cocaine. After all that was going on, Old Dirty dropped his second solo album on September 1999. It was another success, but not as much as his first album. The album debuted at number 10 on a Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums, with 93,000 copies sold the first week. The album also peaked at number 59 in Germany and number 64 in the Netherlands. The album's hit single Got Your Money was also a huge success. The music video was all over MTV and BET at the time. After this album, it gave Old Dirty a lot of opportunity, being featured on the rap group Insane Clown Posse's album. He was paid $30,000 just to appear on the album. In October 2000, he escaped from his court-mandated drug treatment facility and spent 1 month as a fugitive. During his time on the run, he met with RZA and spent some time recording in the studio. He then appeared on stage and shocked the fans at a Hammerstein ballroom in New York, drinking from a bottle, celebrating at the recording release party for their new album called The W. The W was the third Wu-Tang Clan album that dropped in late November 2000, while Old Dirty was still a fugitive. He was arrested outside of a South Philadelphia McDonald's at 29th and Gary's Ferry Avenue after a fan noticed him. This gave Old Dirty a lot of unwanted attention and the police ended up arresting him. He spent several days in a Philadelphia jail and was later extradited to New York City. A Manhattan court sentenced him to 2 to 4 years, July 18, 2001. While incarcerated, he received credit for the 8 months he'd already done while sitting in jail. He was released on parole May 1st, 2003. It seemed as if the government was actually after him. The police wouldn't give him a break. It just couldn't seem like he could shake his legal issues, as if he was targeted. The system made him out to be a crazy person, and he was really just misunderstood. When he was sentenced to prison, it was like hell on earth. They had him in a high security prison with murderers and sex offenders over a possession of a controlled substance. Instead, they should have gave him some type of rehabilitation for his addiction. He wasn't a criminal, he was a drug user who was simply battling addiction. He was telling his mother on the phone that they were going to kill him while he was in prison. While he was in prison, he had his jaw broken, legs broken, and he was beaten on multiple times.
It's not to see that how you gonna pick a man with a drug problem and put him in a maximum state prison, which is called Clinton. Everybody in Clinton got 20 years, 25 years, 10, at least 10 and better. You're gonna take a man with a drug abuse charge that's a star and put him in a max security prison? I hope y'all hearing this, for real. You take a man like that, if anything, if it was anybody else, you would have put him in a drug rehab.
Not sure why, maybe because he was famous or out of jealousy, or maybe because the inmates were trying to extort him. He wasn't eating or sleeping, and in every phone call he would tell his mother that he wasn't gonna make it. But like a good supportive mother does, she was there for him and was probably the one and only people that he could genuinely trust. He would blast the Wu-Tang for not supporting or visiting him. He didn't even receive any letters from his own crew. This shows you that even your own people that you come up with won't even care while you're doing your worst in life. That is so shady, man. They left that man alone in prison with no support system, just his own mother. They could have at least made sure that he had money on his books. Allegedly, Method Man was the only one who reached out to him. It was a hard time for Old Dirty, and Old Dirty was also allegedly diagnosed with schizophrenia. He felt abandoned by the Wu-Tang, so while in jail, he made the decision to leave the Wu-Tang Clan group as a member, and as soon as he was released from parole on May 1st, 2003, he spent time with his family and straight up signed to Roc-A-Fella Records. Even Mariah Carey came out to visit Old Dirty and show her support. Things wasn't going good between Old Dirty, the RZA, and the RZA's brother Divine. Old Dirty called the RZA's brother Divine, and Divine was sweating him about a $10,000 debt Old Dirty owed him and the RZA. The conversation went left and Divine hung up on Old Dirty's face. Divine seemed like a greedy, jealous person by giving Old Dirty a hard time. There are a lot of rumors that RZA's brother Divine was being known for taking advantage of all the Wu-Tang members besides his brother RZA. He was making a lot of money from the Wu-Tang, and it didn't even seem like he had an actual position working for the clan. They didn't even need Divine. The Wu-Tang could have definitely did without him. It almost seemed like RZA was letting all this happen because it was his own brother. Divine should have been let go for whatever position he thought he had in the clan as soon as RZA seen that the Wu-Tang members were having an issue with Divine. As soon as RZA seen Divine getting in the way and expecting to get paid off the Wu-Tang members, he should have got rid of him, but instead he kept him around. Even Raekwon called Divine a piece of shit and an ugly baby on a Vlad TV interview and spoke about the issues he had with Divine. Raekwon was basically saying on that Vlad TV interview that Divine wasn't doing his job but was still getting paid more than he should have, which wasn't fair for the Wu-Tang members.
And I remember you even said like Divine was a big part of the problem. You said in the book, you said he has a heart of gold but was a piece of shit at the same time.
Yeah. It's like he knew how to play both sides of the fence very well. You know, like I said, when you sit back and you think of this organization, it's really like dealing with 5 families. You know, everybody's not gonna agree. Everybody's not going to be on the same page no more. Because at one point we were. But then after a while, like I said, too many things that are small things that become problems. Now it's too many of them. So you have to say to yourself, you got to take some kind of responsibility, but at the same time, you got to go where the problem is at too. And a lot of times the problem became with this guy. You know what I mean? With how he was dealing with certain things, or how him and RZA being brothers, how the clan is feeling like at some point, yo, hold up. That's his brother though. You know what I mean? Like, good dude though. But dude, are they trying to 1 for you, 1 for me, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me shit? You know, you start thinking all that shit because remember, we from the streets, so it's like we are going to question things. But yeah, but like I said, you can't tell us that, yo, you're going to fix something on the album and the next thing you know, it don't get fixed. And then on top of it, dudes don't like what they're hearing. Yeah, that album, we was pissed with it. A lot of us, majority of us was like, yo, this shit is an ugly baby right here, B. Like, it's an ugly baby, my nigga. But yo, that's our baby. We love him to death, but that's an ugly one, you know. But
Dirty was always tremendously frightened of jail because he was told that if he ever went to jail, he was going to be killed.
You know how you go in prison and you sit down and you read a book, or you write a rhyme, or you get on the phone and you happy, hi, dad, what's up, man? All that wasn't like that for me, done. When I was in prison, all I heard was we are killing ODB.
He was assaulted numerous times in jail. He had his leg broken. He was hit with a telephone.
I used to argue with like 20 inmates at a time. I see you in the yard. What? Popping that up there and over there and over there.
I was always nervous. Every day that he called, I said, "You're still here?" He said, "I don't think I'm gonna make it another day." I said, "But you're still here."
It was deep in there, man. I didn't eat for months, man, because I was so scared in there.
Dirty also felt abandoned by his Wu-Tang family.
Nobody that was there for me when I was in prison. Nobody.
I have to go see him sometimes. I ain't go see him many times, but put my time in, you know what I mean, to go see him, drove up.
Wu-Tang don't ever front on me when I'm in prison no more. Word, man. You mean front on ODB? I'm the that made this. I established this.
And I once told him, you know, when you fall, you're going to see who's there for you.
But my was going to be there for ODB. It wasn't there for me.
While at the mic, he gets a call from Wu-Tang manager Divine Riggs about the contract and royalties he claims he's owed.
Hey, yo, what's up with RZA, man? Is something going wrong or something? Talk to me, man. What's going on? And why don't you just nip it on in the bud and just take care of it real quick, Divine? Because I ain't got no money, man. I ain't got a dime in my pocket. What, one-sided? I ain't been out for 2 years and you frontin' on 10 little ass G's? God, I spend that in 1 day, God. You know what I'm saying? Hello?
There was definitely some tension between Wu-Tang and Old Dirty after Old Dirty getting out of prison, especially with RZA and Divine. RZA wasn't feeling the fact that Damon Dash made that move and took in Old Dirty. One of the most iconic starting members of the clan, Old Dirty was doing everything he had to do to make that money. A man with allegedly 13 children is nothing easy, but Wikipedia says Old Dirty really has 7 children, but still, that's a lot to handle. RZA said that he still had business with Old Dirty that they need to handle. RZA had a meeting with Damon Dash, basically trying to get paid, and Damon Dash straight up told him he's not paying him. After the meeting, RZA finally agreed to release Old Dirty from his Wu-Tang contract. In return, RZA will produce a few tracks for ODB's new album, which never came out. So now Old Dirty is an official Roc-A-Fella artist, which RZA wasn't feeling. A few days later, RZA and Old Dirty got together for the first time in 3 years making music. Although they were making music together, there was still tension in the air. It looked like RZA didn't even want to be there. Old Dirty always counted on RZA, especially them being cousins, but the fact that he left them for dead was a big issue. Damon Dash was trying to build Old Dirty back up by collabing with big artists like Pharrell, and even Pharrell was giving him whack beats. At this time, it seemed as if the Wu-Tang turned their backs on Old Dirty. They should have supported him no matter if he signed to Roc-A-Fella. Without his brother's support, all it did was set him up for failure. Because Damon Dash just looked at Old Dirty like a money sign. They didn't bond and there was no connection between them. If you watch the Old Dirty VH1 episode, you can tell Old Dirty didn't even want to be in the studio. He couldn't even think what to say on the mic. Damon Dash gave him corny beats and was forcing Old Dirty to record on them. The beats he was given didn't even fit his style and they didn't even sound like hip hop beats. It sounded like some Disney Lion King beat.
Man, I want to do this track, man. Get the out of here.
For the first time in 2.5 years, Dirty's back on the mic. This time, it won't be easy.
Only thing I'm worried about is can he still be ODB without the things he needed in the past?
I've never been sober, but it's just, you know, now I'm on parole, I got to be sober, man. You ain't getting me back in that.
And he just thinks that his genius comes from drugs, and, you know, that's not the case. He doesn't realize how talented he is.
put my hands up the skirt. Been 2 years since I hurt. With the knees get hurt. See you to the shirt. Hey, I feel like hurt. And beg, I put him on the line. I swerve.
He's a worker. He's not playing. He wants to work. I think this is going to give him some real confidence, you know, and he'll see that he doesn't have
Get it in my chest. You know what I'm saying? The energy.
Yeah.
I'm still #1.
Dirt McGirt.
After laying down a few verses, Pharrell needs Dirty to add some final touches to the track.
I need that.
Right there?
I need the wow.
You want that same exact or?
Nah, I just need you. Like, you do what you do. Like, sing something.
Hold on, I don't know what the to say. Hey yo. I'll do it, but I want your touch on it, man.
No, I'm doing that with you. This is the intro.
All right, you want me to say? I don't know what I'm telling you honestly. I don't know. I wanted you to decorate it.
Like, baby, guess who's home? Guess who's home? Guess who's home?
All right, come on.
I was disappointed that Dirty held that back from me. I was disappointed that Mariah Carey held it back from me. I wasn't angry at them. I loved them unconditionally. But it really f***ed me up when Dame Dash played that move on us. You know, I felt like Dame Dash could have called me. I felt he could at least reached out to us prior to all this shit he set up. I thought that was the most crookedest thing any man can do in business. But I ain't holding against Dame Dash. I just felt that Dame Dash had reached a point in his career that he had lost the insight of God and morals. With that kind of move, you was destined to fail.
Those had to been the corniest beats ever, man. I'm so glad none of that ever came out. I don't know what they were trying to give Old Dirty, but that did not go with him at all. With Old Dirty's drug and alcohol problem, he needed help with support and rehab. RZA had the power to help him with that. It's like if he knew he was gonna relapse and didn't care over jealousy. Damon Dash definitely wasn't gonna do it. He didn't even have good intentions for Old Dirty. RZA knew exactly what he was doing. No matter what they had going on, they should have sat him to the side with the rest of the clan and gave him their support. Who knows the people Old Dirty put himself around. I bet if he had the Wu-Tang around, they would have shut that down. But since he was around people who didn't have real love for him, he started doing whatever he wanted and not living a healthy life. On the Old Dirty VH1 episode, after getting out of prison, he looked healthy and was trying his best to do good for himself. On the VH1 episode, I believe he was sober just because he was on parole. Once he got off parole, he started going downhill. He got back on drugs, and you could just tell how he looked and how skinny he was. He wasn't living right. The rest of the Wu-Tang said he wasn't even showing up for shows. Old Dirty was at Papa Wu's house getting ready to go to Colorado to do some shows. He asked Papa Wu if he was going with him, and Papa Wu said yeah, just get him a plane ticket. But some weirdo named Jerry didn't get the ticket for him for some odd reason, and instead he sent Old Dirty out there with some guy he called his bodyguard and some crackhead. A promoter called Papa Wu saying that Old Dirty was going nuts and not showing up to shows. The dudes he went with was buying him drugs and being no help. He did end up coming back to New York. On Old Dirty's last show, it was the Wu-Tang's reunion. It was so heartbreaking to see. Old Dirty was out of it. He even came to the show late. The whole show, he sat down looking like he was nodding off heroin. He definitely needed some rest. It looked like that he was up for days on a binge on drugs and alcohol. There was even one part where he told the whole crowd that he couldn't stay for too long because the police was after him. Not sure what he did, but apparently he was on the run. November 13, 2004, just 2 days before his 36th birthday, Old Dirty went off again with the same strange dude he went to Colorado with that night to the studio. Old Dirty Bastard collapsed at approximately 4:35 p.m. at RZA's recording studio in New York City. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The official cause of death was drug overdose. The autopsy found a lethal mixture of cocaine and the prescription opiate tramadol. The overdose was ruled accidental, and witnesses say Old Dirty reportedly complained of chest pain before collapsing. What a lot of people don't know is before Old Dirty died, he jumped off a stage and hurt himself by landing on his knees. After that incident, he asked someone for a painkiller pill. Not sure if it was the opioid tramadol that they found in his system, but most likely it was. After he took it, he collapsed in the studio and never woke up. What I want to know is who gave him that pill. Tramadol is a weaker opiate. It's nothing like oxycodone or something stronger like that. RZA's brother Divine was the only one in the studio at the time, which I find strange because they were having their issues. Some believe Old Dirty was RZA's sacrifice. The Wu-Tang could have done a lot more to save Old Dirty's life. They must have known where Old Dirty was heading. It was clear as day he wasn't on the right path on his last days. There's definitely something ain't right about his whole death.
He was never the same when it came out. He could sit down and hold a conversation with you, you know, but his mind was not all there.
You know, but was he not right in the head? I mean, prison messed him up. People tried to kill him. They broke his jaw. Sure, he wasn't right in the head. He spent 3 years in jail for no damn reason. He came out and he had a whole different perspective on life.
For real. I mean, then why for what though? You doing this shit on purpose, nigga? What the you want? What is it? Nigga, you can on the stage, man. Just come give me 1 minute, man. The place is so nice there, everybody is so much love. It's like, I can't believe you doing this, nigga. I really can't believe it. It is a big deal. Let's right. Alright, no, I'd rather bust him on one time if he's here. He's here and bring him on.
The higher cause of what it was worth hit him in his heart, and he carried through.
The last words I said to him, I said, "You're dirty, it's getting late. You're gonna miss the show. You need to come, man."
When Osiris, when Osiris say so, you say yeah.
He did his music, which he loved. He loved his music. He was more happy when he got back into his music.
Hey, Stu, time to go? Oh, y'all got a curfew.
Prison. They took his life. And to me, it was not necessary.
We was in front of my building in Fort Greene Projects. And I know that he was just laying on the couch. He was getting ready to go to Colorado. So he said, "Yo, you going with me?" So I said, "Yeah, get a ticket." So I don't know, this dude named Jared. "Yeah, you know Jared." "Mm-hmm. Don't think I forgot about you, man. You hear me, Jared?" All right. But anyway, he never got me a ticket. He sent Dirty out there with some guy that he called him his bouncer or his bodyguard and some other crackhead dude. All right? So you sending him out there with two people, there's no help for him. We did a show. I never seen it happen again all over. It was pouring out raining, and Wu-Tang sold out Meadowlands. Sold out Meadowlands. On a pouring, I mean, it was pouring down raining, and we sold Meadowlands out. We was waiting on Dirty. But when it rains like that, it's a sign. And all the time, when you see a lot of rain, it's a sign of death. Always a sign of death. Because something got to be cleansed. That's what the rain do, is cleanses the earth. You know, he came back, we never seen him. They went with him that night. They picked him up and they brought him back here. This is where he wanted to, remember what Dirty said? He's gonna return back to where? 36 Chambers.
Late this afternoon, ODB, whose real name was Russell Jones, collapsed in a recording studio. It didn't take long for word of his death to spread to his dedicated fans.
And she lost another talented brother, you know, and it's sad. It's sad.
That was my brother. You know what I mean? My heart, my soul, my pride, my joy. You know, I guess he's with the Father now, you know?
Yo, man, just rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you when I get there, man. You know? You don't know, I raised him since he was a baby. It's like, it's a part of me going. I couldn't take it. It's like the shit just like took me to his level, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, maybe it takes for me to die for all of them to come back together. And he said that.
RZA's moving eulogy of his cousin, a fellow Wu-Tang Klansman, closed the chapter on a short but troubled life.
I don't think God chose any of us. He wants us to have life. But I do believe that we kill ourselves, or we allow each other to kill ourselves. That's what's wrong with family, is neglect. Never neglect each other. You see somebody in the family hurting? Reach out, yo. Help out.
ODB's body was cremated, and his ashes are kept by his wife, Iceline.
This is where the hip-hop story turns into a crime story. This is a sticky situation. In 2012, the FBI released to the public 94 pages of files with years of criminal activities, including Old Dirty Bastard and a few other Wu-Tang Clan members. The FBI even labeled the Wu-Tang Clan as a major criminal organization. Allegations of drug trafficking, murder, and even gun running. There are 2 men who were killed that allegedly RZA got them taken out by putting a bag on them, and Raekwon allegedly had a part in it somehow. The 6th page of the report claims that the Wu-Tang Clan had purchased numerous guns from the Steubenville, Ohio area. It states that members of the clan were photographed as present during such sales. Then the kicker, at least one of these guns purchased in Steubenville, Ohio, has been identified as a murder weapon that was used in the killing of Robert Johnson, aka Pooh, on Staten Island, New York on December 30th, 1997. The report claims that Johnson was a one-time associate of the Wu-Tang Clan who had a dispute with them, which resulted in his murder being ordered by someone within the Wu-Tang Clan. Page 6 also claims that an enforcer who had shot and possibly killed 5 other individuals was behind the death of Jerome Estrella, aka Boo Boo, before naming himself after an infamous Brooklyn stick-up kid, 50 Cent. Not the rapper, but the gangster. It indicates the investigation organized in New York and stemmed from a referral by the NYPD, which was investigating the murders of 2 drug dealers. The police suspected that allegedly RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan had ordered them to get killed, with Raekwon being involved somehow. They also said Wu-Tang Clan is connected to the Bloods from Allentown, Pennsylvania. That's all I'm gonna speak about the 94 FBI page. You could check it out on your own time. Not sure why the FBI never tried indicting the Clan for all those allegations. So what do you think, YouTube family? Do you think Old Dirty just died from his lifestyle? Could RZA have prevented it from happening? Was Old Dirty a sacrifice for the Wu-Tang Clan? Or did the government take him out? Or was it really just an accidental overdose of a mixture of drugs? We will never really know the actual truth of his mysterious death. Old Dirty was one of those who spoke his mind a little too much, like rappers like DMX, Pimp C, Tupac, and others who have died in mysterious ways.
TV rap, my man Old Dirty Bastard in the house, right here. Still part of the Wu-Tang Clan, ain't nothing changed.
Drunkest and beat, I'm the drunken master style. See, nobody can ever touch me. Nobody can ever feel me. Nobody can ever say that he loves me or she loves me. See, the blessing of this nigga is in the road.
Hit me with some lyrics, man. Hit me with some lyrics.
See, sometimes when the lyrics gotta come out, make a lady wanna scream and shout. Thoughts being made, handcuffs is played. Never walk other than A's on prayer. Till the Holy Ghost catches them dusting ya. Call me the neighborhood Ghostbuster. Obviously, you know my name by now. Those stupid bodies all through your town. Unique one, I was elected. Tiny couple of the you be infected. I break them down into syllables, fully back. Silk your rhymes, unsyllable. Always flex up the in place. To the ladies, bang out of sex. And when you come to the headstrong, and so master wants to do your
He can ride all night. He can go all night, yo. Yo, we gotta go to my man's video. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. The Elvis Presley of rap music, y'all. Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh, yo, I forgot what I was saying.
The news is that when Old Dirty Bastard comes through your town, he's bad. Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town, badder than the deep blue sea, badder than you and me. Niggas coming through the trees like a salamander, biting like a piranha, but I'm biting your back like a Black Panther, salamander. Fuck my name, who I be. Fuck the game. It's all about the money.
Enter the Wu-Tang was my first East Coast album I ever owned growing up as a kid. The last Wu-Tang album I got was the W. After that, they all sucked. I had Ghostface Killah album, Iron Man, in the 4th grade. In June 2019, I went to the 25th anniversary concert and got to see them perform live. And I even got to meet You God and take a picture with them. That was dope. Anyways, rest in peace, Old Dirty Bastard. He made his mark in hip-hop. Nobody's perfect in this world. And in these present days, the Wu-Tang is doing really good for themselves. Each member's doing their own thing, especially Method Man, who's doing his acting thing and been doing it for a while now. They all individually got their own thing going on without having people like Divine eating off their plate anymore. They all got past the inner drama that was going on between all of them at one point. And when it's time to get together and do some tours and concerts, the clan definitely can make that happen. Anyways, I'm gonna end the story there. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan and what they did for hip-hop. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna start doing more content for you guys. I know I've been kinda not doing much lately, but I'm gonna start dropping a little more, so be on the lookout for that. Let me know who y'all want me to do next. Thank you to all my true supporters, and until next time, I'm out.
Question. Y'all, everything that we saying, y'all gonna film, y'all gonna put out, right?
No, we edit.
Oh, y'all gonna edit. So the good shit y'all gonna edit, the bad shit y'all gonna give to the government, right?
No, come on.
Huh?
Why should we?
So what y'all gonna do with all this shit?
Why should we give it to the government?
So who y'all gonna give it to? What y'all gonna do with it?
I'm gonna send it in the show on the TV channel where I work.
So what's the sense of us talking this long?
It's no problem. It's no problem. I want it this way. I like it. I like it that way.
No, see, because I wanna make sure that everything I say is gonna
Hey,
happen.
did we get up a deal?
The favorite part of a woman is when her feet walk across the floor without a smell, but with a smell that you can smell your own smell. And you know that feet stink. It got an aroma to it. And you calculating how her ass moves from side to side with that aroma. And you know that it's aroma in that ass too. But you can lick that asshole and you won't get no aroma. But you know that the aroma exists. And then you can kiss her neck and suck this and suck that and lick that and lick that.